Hi readers! Today I want to teach you that there are different kinds of writing about reading, but any kind of writing about reading will increase your comprehension and interpretation. So if you're just kind of sitting here going, my teacher wants me to write about reading, but I don't know what to do, you know what? No stress. Just start writing something and it will help you be a better reader. In today's lesson, I'm going to show you 3 different kinds of writing that you might be doing at some different points and kind of a cycle for writing about reading. The first kind of writing about reading that you might do are quick jots. These are like on the run while you're reading. They might be quick annotations or short notes on planned lenses that you wanted to look for in your book. The second kind are post-its. I kind of think of these as like places to flag plots or lean jotting, like I have a little idea, but I don't really have time to go deep into it. And finally, you might have whole notebook pages. And the point of the notebook is to just give you more room to track ideas over multiple pages or chapters, or maybe even books, and also provide you a space for deeper and longer thinking. All of these different kinds of writing actually have a place and a process, and they kind of build on each other and go back and forth. So you might start with your little jots. Those are the important parts, your ideas, your reactions, and then you kind of put them together and you look for patterns in your jots. And these are going to lead to notebook entries, and eventually they might even lead to like novel responses or even full-blown essays. So now we're going to take a little bit more time to look more closely at what each of these different things, a jot, a post-it, or a notebook entry, might look like. So the first kind of writing about reading that you might want to do, and this is where I think is a place to start, is just quick on-the-run jots. Like you're reading and you notice something and you got to write it down. Well, there's a couple ways that you could write it down. The first way is if you own the book, you could actually just write in the margins of the book. These are called annotations. And so I could just be annotating as I go. If you don't own the book, you can actually put sticky notes in the book and write your annotations on there, and then you still have your notes in the margin and they're not on the book. You could also make notes on planned lenses actually in your book. So here I decided to have some color coding, and I decided to use pink whenever I saw a hidden issue, and so I might underline it, and if I have a little idea I might just jot it down really quick. But these are just quick so that I can keep reading and get through a lot of pages and not really have the writing about reading slow me down. You could also just have your notebook right nearby, and as you're reading, just jot like big things like, what are you thinking right now? The idea is just to capture your thinking as you're reading so that you can go back and look at it later. The next kind of jot that is kind of on the run but might take a little bit more time is like using post-its. And the post-its might be to flag different parts, and you can do your planned lenses with post-its also. Like maybe every time you saw something about the theme, you're going to put on a blue post-it, or every time you saw something about the setting, you're going to put on a green post-it. The post-its are also a good place for kind of lean jotting. This means like quick thoughts that I want to write down, because then I can later take them and put them in my notebook and move them around and have my thinking all in one place. So that leads us finally to the notebook page. And the notebook page is a way to track your ideas over multiple pages or chapters. And so here I did sort of a timeline. And in this story that I was reading, one of the tricky things was that it jumped around in time. And so I took all the parts and I put them in order. And then later I went back and I kind of added to my thinking with some colors. So a notebook page might be a place for drawing or adding graphs. Another way that you can use your notebook page is to take those sticky notes and to kind of organize them. So here I can again track my ideas over multiple pages and use my ideas for some deeper and longer thinking. And finally, what I might do is take these into some write-longs. I can look at everything that I've put together, and then I'm really ready set up for a literary essay or some sort of longer writing and deeper thinking. Wow, writers, there are so many ways to write about your reading, but the point is to just write, because remember, any kind of writing that you do is going to raise the level of your reading. Just to review, so we talked about quick jotting, on the run notes, annotations, maybe some quick details about planned lenses, just so you can hold your thinking as you're reading over a period of time and multiple pages. We talked about Post-its for flagging and a little bit more thinking, lean jotting. And finally, we talked about notebook pages for tracking your ideas over multiple pages or chapters and a way to add your deeper and longer thinking. The place to start, though, is with those quick jots. That means you're going to read lots of pages. You're going to capture your thinking so that then you can go back later and have some more deeper and interesting ideas that you are exploring. All right, readers, go read, write about your reading. I'll see you soon. Bye.